And good evening and welcome to the Kendall Sign Softball Game of the Week here on Brevard Sports Network. Alan Slaughterzinski and Caleb Brown with you from the home of the Eau Gallie Fighting Commodores, where tonight it is the 2-2 Commodores hosting the 2-0 VIERA Hawks. This should be a good one tonight, should be a good pitcher's duel. Let's first give you the starting lineups for both teams. For VIERA, leading off and playing center field, number 22, Haley Ryder. Batting second and playing left field, number 2, Gio Sardono. Batting third and wearing the number 4 and playing shortstop, Brooke Samuels. Batting fourth and in the circle tonight is pitcher Skylar Wagoner. Batting fifth and behind the plate, her battery mate, Maddie Ford Tuff. Batting sixth tonight and playing first base will be Tori Berry. Batting seventh for the Hawks tonight and playing third base will be number 24, Elena Schneider. Batting eighth and playing second base, McKenna Connolly. And batting ninth for head coach Jason Adams is Caitlin Farinas, and she is in right field, I believe. Actually, she's being DP'd for, and in right field is going to be McDermott. Let's take you around the infield and the outfield for Eau Gallie. We'll give you their starting lineup when they come to the plate. From left to right, first around the third, it'll be Barrera, Squibb, Turco, and Cabral. From left to right in the outfield, Brown, Walsh, and Odell. On the bump, or in the circle tonight, I should say, is Heather Rue and her battery mate. Behind the plate tonight is Sarah Langley. Stepping in now is Haley Ryder for the VIERA Hawks. I'd like to welcome all 5 of you watching. And Ryder with a shot over to shortstop as Turco over to Barrera for out number 1. First pitch swinging and 1 out. The one thing that we've already seen, both of these teams this year, both of these teams are outstanding fielding teams, as you saw there. And if you're scoring at home, Ryder goes down 6-3 officially as Gio Sardonia steps in. Rue's first pitch offering to her is a strike, says Ed Dufresne, the home plate umpire. 0-1 so far. Strike 2, says Mr. Dufresne. 0-2 so far this year. The VIERA comes in batting .295 as a team, a .358 on base percentage, a .360 slugging percentage. Eau Gallie's fielding at a .941 clip. Jason Adams is the manager for VIERA, and Gabe Caride is your skipper for the Commodores. And that ball is hit into center field for a 1-out base hit by Gio Sardonia, and that'll bring up Brooke Samuels. Sardonia, by the way, had come in with a .500 batting average. She had 8 plate appearances and 4 hits. Brooke Samuels steps in. She has yet to get a hit in 6 plate appearances, 3 official at-bats. And she is first pitch swinging and fouled back to the screen. 0-1. So nothing but strikes from Rue. On deck, Skylar Wagoner, who's having her some kind of year. The 0-1, Rue to Samuels. Ball is fouled off and out of play. And quickly ahead is Rue, 0-2. VIERA has wins over Treasure Coast and Rockledge, and Eau Gallie with wins over Palm Bay and Astronaut. Their 2 losses have come to Holy Trinity and Melbourne. That ball is slapped foul off the screen, and it's still 0-2 from Heather Rue. Rue winds and fires, popped up, but extremely playable, as hauling it in is Turco for out number 2. And that'll bring up Skylar Wagner. We'll tell you about Skylar in the circle when she gets there. But at the plate so far this year, Skylar, the Jacksonville University commit, batting .571, 4 hits and an RBI. She went 4 for 4 in that game on Thursday night against Rockledge. As she looks at strike one, and Rue has started well here in the top of the first innings. Change up, drops. That's the first ball I've seen her throw tonight, Caleb. And that was close, but Ed Dufresne's one of the best, so. The 1-1 popped up and out of play on the left side of the stadium, and it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Wagner, of course, a southpaw. She bats from the left side, pitches left-handed. The 1-2 to Skylar, as that ball is playable. I was going to say, not 3 games in a row will we see a catcher dive and make a great stop. That one just a little bit too far out of the reach of Sarah Langley. But Rue, 1-2. This is a very good fundamental softball team. It really is. The 1-2, and there's a shot. Oh, what a stab. The flip. Da-da-da, da-da-da. How about that play? What a play by Barrera. Turns. How about the cover, too, by Emma Squibb? A simple 1-4 or 3-4 won't justify that outstanding play in the field to end the top of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit robbed as we head to the bottom of the first inning. No score. All right, welcome back here. What a way to end the inning. I always put a little highlight, like use a highlighter, I should say. And that one in the top of the first, just a great play by, I'm sorry, that was first base. Yeah, Barrera, first baseman. Wagner's first offering. Let's give you the lineup for the home team here. It is Sarah Walsh, Heather Rue, and Emma Cabral. That's 1, 2, and 3. And the 0-1 is 0-2 from Wagner. Isabel Gambrel bats 4th. Sarah Langley 5th. Deborah Turco 6th. Gabby Barrera 7th. Ainsley Odell 8th. Nicole Brown 9th. And your flex player is Emma Squibb, and that is fouled off for strike 2. Skylar Wagner comes in this season in 2 starts this year. She is 1-0 with a 0.38 ERA. She's got 34 strikeouts in 16 innings pitched. She's allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, and she's walked just 1 batter in 16 innings. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter here, Sarah Walsh, the center fielder. High, and I believe that's ball 3. I could be wrong, but I think that's ball 3. I think the scoreboard guy. And it is so tough sometimes up there to strike 3. And that is strikeout number 35 this year for Skylar. You know, I think I read an article, and I don't think I know. I read an article once that scoreboard operators that do balls and strikes and outs and runs at stadiums get paid something like $80,000 a year to do that at Major League ballparks. Can you imagine? You're only working 81 dates. This is the pitcher, Heather Rue, and Rue looks at ball 1, 1-0 from Skylar. Yeah, right? Yeah. $1,000 a game. That ball is hit in the right field for a base hit. And Rue is aboard. And the Eau Gallie bench erupts as Rue gets on. We're likely to see a courtesy runner for her, and that's going to bring to the plate number 17. This is Cabral. That's a strike. 19. Emma Cabral. Wagner's 0-1. Swung on and missed. 0-2. That's a good piece of hitting by Rue to go the other way. High for a ball. Ford takes a shot and misses. The 1-2, and that'll even it up at 2-2. And that'll make it 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first, 1 out here. Bottom 1, no score. Wagner strikes out Cabral for out number 2, and that'll bring up Gamble. Isabel Gamble steps in. She swings at the first pitch. It was a strike. She's batting .750 so far this season. 3 games, 7 plate appearances, 4 at-bats. She's got 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and she scored 2 runs so far. So it's easy to see why she is in the 4 spot. Here comes the 1-1 from Wagner. That's strike 2, says Ed Dufresne. 1-2 and 2 outs now. So each team with a hit so far in the first inning. Wagner spins that ball. Wines kicks, popped up and out of play. And the count will stay at a ball and 2 strikes. The 2-2. So we've got our first Deuces Wild situation of the night. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. The 2-2 low, ball 3. So the turn card pitch is ball 3. Rue, the runner at first. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. She'll be leaning. The pitch, strike 3 called, and that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 left. We head to the top of 2, no score. This is the first of 2 straight between these programs. We got the softball version of Eau Gallie and VIERA tonight. And tomorrow night, you're going to get the baseball version of VIERA and Eau Gallie. As we head to the top of the second inning, going to be Maddie Ford, Berry, and Schneider. Ford looks at ball 1. So far this season, Ford yet to get a hit. She's as good as they come at the dish, so off to a slow start in 2 games. Maddie will get that turned around. The pitch popped up and out of play for a strike, 1-1. Yeah. Heather Rue to Maddie Ford. Changeup is low. Ball 2 to Maddie. 2-1. That's a strike on the inside portion, and it's 2-2. The 2-2. That's a shot, but foul. I got 2 things I got to remember to say tonight. One I got to do during the baseball game tomorrow. So the other one. Changeup is lined deep and caught That ball jumped off the bat, but I tell you what, it was knocked down by the wind. Nicole Brown with a good track, and Maddie Ford flies out to the left fielder for the first out. Going to bring up Tori Berry. And Tori so far this year, batting 143. That ball is looped into the gap, and it'll get down and go to the – oh, nice job on the cutoff. And Tori tripped going around first, but held to a single, not because she tripped, but because Ainsley Odell, the right fielder, cut that ball off beautifully in the gap and held Barry to a single. It was a nice play. And that'll bring up Elena Schneider. Oh, they got her. They got, oh my. Oh, wow. Close. Nah, the replay is close. It is definitely close. One and oh. The pitch swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a heck of a throw by the catcher. Just a heck of a throw by Langley. Ball's popped up and out of play off of Caleb's car. 1 and 2.
Don't wish that on me, Alan. Don't you wish that on me?
I'm sorry, bud. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Don't you wish that on me, everybody? Don't you put that on me?
Rue, the 2-strike offering. There's a ground ball to the second baseman. She's just going to flip to second for 1, and she gets the lead runner. Nice play, and that'll be a fielder's choice for Snyder. And she'll reach, bring it up Connolly here. You know, Eau Gallie, that game against Melbourne we did last week, they made 1 error in the game, and it just came at the most inopportune time. Swung on and missed. By McKenna Connolly. Swung on and missed, and McKenna right now is late on the Heather Rue fastball, and it's quickly 0-2. The 0-2 at the knees, but just a little lower, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. And the riser, a little high, so turn card pitch coming here with 2 outs, 4 twos on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top 2. Inside, and that ball gets away, but a good backup by Ainsley Odell. I don't like that with 2 strikes and 2 outs. The 3-2 now. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 to end the inning. So a single is negated. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the second inning. No score between the Commodores and the Hawks. Langley, Turco, and Barrera due up for the Commodores as we head to the bottom of the second inning. I got a feeling, Caleb, we're going to see another one of those nail biters tonight. Although I would say this, uh, you did see some contact on the VIERA bats that last inning. Skylar Wagoner, who struck out the side. She gave up one hit and then struck everybody else out in the first inning. Looks in at Sarah Langley, a 182 hitter to start the season. Low for a ball, 1-0. Once again, we want to thank Kendall Signs. That's a strike. For you baseball fans out there, it's coming. Tomorrow night and Friday night here on the network. Tomorrow night, it is these two teams on the baseball side of the equation, VIERA and Eau Gallie. We're going to do the same thing again next week. We're going to do Eau Gallie Melbourne softball. Oh, I'm sorry, VIERA Melbourne softball, and then VIERA Melbourne baseball. Fouled back. And then on Friday, we've got Merritt Island and Eau Gallie at Merritt Island in Viv night. So we're excited to be there for that. And, of course, lacrosse both nights as well. Swung on and fouled back. So we got a busy – and then on Saturday, to get you ready for March Madness, we've got 5 basketball games on Saturday. And the Demetrius Richardson showcase. Swung on and missed. And that's a strikeout. And that'll be one out. The 4th of the game for Skylar. So, again, to recap, tomorrow night, VIERA and Eau Gallie baseball. We'll have VIERA and Holy Trinity lacrosse. And Friday night, Merritt Island and Eau Gallie baseball. That's a strike. Now, after spring break is when we make our break for the north part of the county. And we'll head up there and get Astronaut and Titusville and Space Coast and broadcast some softball and baseball up that way after spring break. And, of course, Rockledge, you're going to see Cocoa and Rockledge Wednesday here on Brevard Sports Network. So you're going to see the Raiders again here on BSN. Love broadcasting Coach Thomas's team. Swung on and missed. We did them. When did we do them? 2 nights ago against Bayside?
Yes.
They had, what, a 10-run win over Bayside, 13-3. We did Rockledge and VIERA last week. That was a 9-inning, 1-0 VIERA win. We had Eau Gallie and Melbourne last week as well. So, yeah, we're having some fun already. And that ball is high. And Skylar has fallen behind Turco, 3 balls and 2 strikes. There are some really, that's ball 4. There are some really fundamentally sound softball teams. You know, Rockledge is a young team, but my goodness, are they a fundamentally sound team? You know what I mean? Eau Gallie, same thing. VIERA, I mean, Melbourne, you know, it's going to be a great year of softball in this county. That's a beautiful bunt, and Ed Dufresne says, just foul. Never left the batter's box. But I think, it's a little more even up in terms of, VIERA's got the Skylar Wagners and Melbourne has the Jazzy Frantics. But, look, we saw Eau Gallie run 7 innings with them at 0-0. And Maddie Ford wanted a throw down. as Deborah Turco was way off the bag there. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here outside. So Saturday we have starting at what time? 10 a.m.? 6 of the basketball games. That's for a great cause, the Demetrius Richardson Showcase. Swung on and missed, and not quite in place there with Tori Berry, but good throw by Maddie. 2 outs here. Did I miss an out? Okay, there's a shot in the right field. Around second and on her way to third is Turco. And Eau Gallie's got a little something cooking here with 2 outs in the second. So Odell with a base hit. Strikeout, yeah. This is Nicole Brown. Low, ball 1. So we've got a threat here. A walk and a single has runners at the corner with 2 outs. Skyler winds, kicks, and fires. Oh, my. What a bunt. Oh, what a play by Maddie Ford. Maddie comes out from behind the place, from behind the dish, and makes the throw for the third and final out of the inning. What a play as we go to the third. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left, no score. Commodores and the Hawks. All right, welcome back here. And leading off is Caitlin Fahrenhaus. I believe that's Caitlin. 8. Yes, Caitlin Fahrenhaus to lead off. We go back to the top of the order after this with Haley Ryder. 0-1 to Fahrenhaus. Make it 0-2. That one right down Eau Gallie Boulevard. Fouled back to the screen. Nothing and 2 to Fahrenhaus. Whatever 218 is coming up next. And it's a ball. 2. Fahrenhaus looking for her first hit of the year. The 2-strike pitch from Ruta Fahrenhaus popped up and out of play. And the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes here in the top of the third. Barrero, Squibb, Turco, Cabral round the horn. And from left to right, Brown, Walsh, and Odell for the Commodores. Popped up and playable, calling it is Cabral. And Rue says, nah, I got it. And that is one out here in the top of the third as Rue fields the infield fly. And we go back to the top of the order with Haley Ryder, who grounded out her first time up to Turco. Another beautiful night in Brevard. And that's high and inside for a ball, 1-0. Coming into this game, the Commodores have scored 27 runs. They've allowed just 15. Vieira 7 and 2, respectively. The pitch low for a ball. Vieira is 10 and 5 all time against Eau Gallie. They have won 6 of 7 from the Commodores. The last time the Commodores won, I really would have liked to have seen that one. The pitch swung on and missed, strike one. Last year, around this time, an 18-12 Eau Gallie victory. They split the season series last year. Vieira would win the return engagement 4-0. 2 balls and a strike now to Haley Ryder. Rue rocks, winds, and fires. Popped up, and Langley, that was a little too close for comfort to the fence. Gio Dono is on deck. She got a hit her first time up. And that ball is lifted into center and hauled in by Walsh for out number 2. And that'll bring up Gio. Two outs here in the top of the third as Gio Sardona comes in. She's going to be over 500 on the season now. Batting somewhere around 520. Pitch. There's a slow chopper to the second baseman. Up and over to first. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the third. Still no score between the Commodores and the Hawks. I know there's a lot of other softball going on tonight. I know Melbourne is down at Palm Bay tonight. As we get set to head to the bottom of the third inning with no score here, we start the front end of our 15-game agreement tomorrow night with the VIERA Hawk baseball program. You'll see 15 different Brevard County teams, but you'll see the VIERA Hawks 15 times, that's for sure. And we couldn't be more appreciative to the VIERA Hawk RBI Club for having Brevard Sports Network as their provider. But they kick it off tomorrow night against the Eau Gallie Commodores, and you'll see it right here on BSN. It's going to be Sarah Walsh, Heather Rue, and Cabral back to the top of the order for Eau Gallie. Skylar Wagner's first pitch offering as Walsh struck out her first time up. She looks to slap this one in the left field. We'll get down to Heritage and Bayside in that area also after spring break. Pitch. There's a nice bunt. Maddie Ford up, and she won't be able to field it. That is a leadoff bunt hit for Sarah Walsh. And Eau Gallie's in business here as Heather Rue steps in. She got a solid opposite field base hit her first time up. As Skylar Wagner tells her second baseman, slide over a little bit. That's where she put it the last time. Nice back up there by McDermott. Boy, they don't mind taking shots, do they? That's the fourth throwdown in this game. Wagner to Rue. Oh, what a bunt! She put it where they ain't, folks. Holy Moses, smell the roses. Eau Gallie with runners at first and second and nobody out. She did. That was just a perfectly executed slap bunt there. The third baseman came in and she dropped it right over her head. I have never seen that either. Normally they pop it up.
Right, exactly. Normally it's pop up to the third baseman.
Cabral steps in and she swings and misses. And the Commodores with a real threat now. And this is where Skylar Wagner is at her absolute best. Swung on and missed. Strike two. She does thrive on pressure. I've seen it since she was a sophomore in the regional championships. Yep. And in the Final Four. That ball is lifted into center and caught, tagging. Oh, what a throw. And I'll tell you what, the throw had her, but it got away. And runners advance on the tag. And now second and third on the flyout by Cabral. It was deep enough as Haley Ryder hauled it in. And Gamble's now up. This is definitely pressure time as first and third will come way in. And your batter is Gamble. She struck out looking her first time up. And that's a ball. 1-1 here. One ball, one strike, one out. Runners at second and third here in the bottom of the third. High, ball two. Hitters count. Wagner, that's a strike, and we're even up at 2-2. I'll tell you what, if somebody gets under one tonight and lifts it and puts a little on it, it's gone. The wind is blowing out. Here comes the 2-2 with one out. And that's a good timeout by Gamble. Langley is on deck. She will bat. First base is open. Wagner, the 2-2. 3-2. That will not please the Viera faithful. 3-2. I don't know where it missed. All I can tell you is that it did. The 3-2. Swung on and missed. Strike three, 2 outs. As Langley steps in. Langley struck out her first time up, which was just an inning ago. The Eau Gallie Commodores have sent 9 batters to the plate in an inning and 2/3 now. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Swung over the top, strike two. And Skylar Wagoner is one strike away from getting out of a first and second, nobody out one out situation here. The 0-2 just off the plate. Nice waste pitch, 1-2. Turco would be next. The 1-2. Wagoner winds. And she holds up. And we have now got a deuces wild situation. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 1-2 at the plate. The turn card pitch from Skylar coming. Strike 3, and Skylar Wagoner battles out of it. Actually, it was 2 on and none out. I was looking at the wrong inning. So it was 2 on and none out, and the Hawks get a fly ball. The Haley Ryder and Wagoner does the rest with 2 straight strikeouts. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We head to the 4th. No score. Samuels, Wagoner, and Ford do up the heart of the meat, the meat of the lineup, the heart of the lineup. That's what I almost said, the heart of the meat. Samuel steps in. She popped out to the shortstop her first time up. That's terrible. So it's now 1-1 because there was a ball issued for a delay of game. If I heard it right, did I? Yeah, I don't agree with that. 0-1. Sorry, Ed. I thought the girls got on and off the field pretty quick there. It was about a 90-second half inning? Well, it's the first time. Yeah. Anyway, 1-2. Strike 3 called. That's a great pitch by Rue. And she catches Samuels looking. And Wagoner will step in with 1 out. It's a moot point now because it's a new batter. But now, this umpire right here did a really nice job keeping the girls informed. I just thought it was a little quick. Other than that, Mr. Dufresne has done his normal, spectacular job back there behind the dish. One and oh. Rue Wagoner lifts this down the left field line. Is it fair or foul? It's foul. And you see how that ball just carried? And she didn't even get it solidly. Believe me, Skylar's capable. I think you almost got to go something off speed here. 1-1 to Skyler. One out here already in the top of the fourth. Maddie Ford is on deck. Rue winds and delivers, and that ball is popped up and out of play. 1-2. So now she's got a battle, and Rue has Wagoner at her will at the moment. High ball 2-2. Ball is lifted into left field, and a nice running catch by Brown for out number 2. And that'll bring up Maddie Ford, who is hitless this season so far. I make it sound like they've played a dozen games. This is just their third. Maddie made a catch the other night against Rockledge, diving for a foul ball bunt that's as good as you'll see. And then we turn around and saw it again from Laura Scharfenberg. Inside, 1-0 to Maddie. Rue popped up and playable. Calling it and hauling it is the second baseman, Squibb, and that will end the inning. 3 up and 3 down for the second consecutive inning. The Hawks go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of 4. No score.
Hello, Space Coast. Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your support of BSN and allowing us to cover your student athletes and come into your home each and every night. Give us a follow on Facebook at Brevard Sports Network, and here's to many more years of top-notch sports coverage right here in Brevard County. Thanks again.
I'm Marcus May, and you're watching Brevard Sports Network.
My man. I'd like to thank Marcus May, and you're going to see a lot more of him over the next 2 months, especially tonight at 9 o'clock here on Brevard Sports Network. I go one-on-one with the former West Melbourne Youth Football, Holy Trinity, Florida Jet, and current New Orleans Saint about the upcoming Marcus May Foundation golf outing May 6th at the Durand Golf Club. And I'll tell you what, just a great guy to sit down and talk to. Love talking to Marcus. And the first pitch to Turco is high for a ball. That ball is popped up, and it will just eke out of play. It would hit us right in the head. You're right. It's a great observation, Caleb. 1 ball and 1 strike. I appreciate that. Turco, a sophomore. She singled, or actually walked her first time up, so no official at bat for her yet. And she's worked the count, 2-1. Swings and misses, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, no score. Bottom of the 4th. 3-2, and I tell you, Turco's my kind of hitter. That's how, when I played, in high school and Little League, and my whole thing was always to work the count, work the count, work the count. The one thing you can always bank on in every at bat is one thing: the pitcher will make a mistake. Can you spot it, and are you patient enough to wait for it? 3-2, and that ball is fouled out of play. And a lot of times you say, well, Alan, what if they throw three right down the middle? Well, that's a mistake in there somewhere, right? I mean, if they're throwing you a fastball down the middle of the plate the first two times and you can't time, well, then that's your problem. Right. That's exactly right. And that's a walk. She has worked another walk. And that was really the whole philosophy to the Oakland A's Moneyball thing, was the way you replaced power hitters was you went out and you got guys that knew how to work counts. You couldn't replace a Johnny Damon and a Jason Giambi because you couldn't afford to do it. So you had to go get a guy like a Scott Hatterberg who would take a strike, who knew how to battle from 0-2 down to work the count back to 3-2. And it worked. I mean, they didn't win a World Series, but I'd say it worked. Right in front of the plate, Matty Ford gets the lead runner. And again, Eau Gallie advances a runner to second. Good play on Barrera by Ford. And that's going to bring up Odell. And you know what Moneyball was with money? You say, well, that's an oxymoron. Moneyball with money. Well, that's how the Boston Red Sox broke the curse of the Bambino. That's how they played. Theo Epstein ran Billy Bean's way of playing baseball, but the one thing John Henry provided for Theo Epstein was the money to go get players if he needed them. 1-0. Another bunt, but that goes off of Odell. You could go get a David Ortiz, but look at David Ortiz and how patient of a hitter he was.
You got a 2-for-1 in that one. From the White Sox.
Yeah. Guys like Manny Ramirez, they say, well, he swings from the back of his heels. Well, he did, but it was deep in counts. Nearly got her on the throw down to second. And, of course, the thing you always have to have in a situation like that is outstanding pitching. And the A's had it in spades back then. They just couldn't afford to keep them. The Jason Injeringhouses of the world, The 2-1 is 2-2 from Skylar Wagner. 7 strikeouts tonight for Skylar. 41 on the year so far. 42. Oh, no, I thought she had that one. 3-2 now to Odell. Brown is on deck. Runner at second, 1 out. Base hit will be interesting. There's just foul. And the count stays at 3-2. Look at the Yankees last year. This is a perfect example. Little slow roller to the first base. She bobbled it and safe. And the Commodores are going to score on a little tossing error, and it's 1-0 Eau Gallie. Put the ball in play and make things happen, and that's what the Commodores have done here. And they lead it 1-0. As Turco alertly scores on the error, and down the second goes Odell. And Brown will step in with a runner at second, and still just one out. You got all that, right? I mean, you look at the Yankees last year, right? What happened when Aaron Judge went to sleep in the playoffs? The Yankees went bye-bye.
I mean, that was just the story of the entire season for the Yankees. If Aaron Judge went to sleep,
Yeah. By any means, and the Commodores have done that here in the fourth to take a 1-0 lead on Vieira. The pitch, and the bunt is fouled back to the screen, and it's 2-0. I wouldn't be surprised to see her try to lay another one down here again. It'll be back to the top of the lineup, and Sarah Walsh after this. They have made Skylar work here in the last 2 1/3. And there's a little slapper to the second baseman, up and over to first. That was close. Nice play, though. And the runner advances to third. And Walsh will step in now with 2 outs. This is the 15th batter that Eau Gallie has sent to the plate in the last 2 2/3 innings. So they're making Skylar work for everything. And that's a strike on the outside corner. The 0-1 is outside for ball one, 1-1. Two outs here. Foul back to the screen, and it is now 1-2. So Wagner with a chance to get out. This is the only inning she has not recorded a strikeout. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the third. And there's the first one to end the inning, the backwards K to Sarah Walsh. However, the Eau Gallie Commodores strike first. They get 1 run on no hits, 1 error, 1 left. We head to the top of the 5th. 1-0 Eau Gallie. All right, back with the top of the 5th inning, and the Hawks need to get to work here as Barry Schneider and Connolly will step in. Tori Berry. She grounded out to the second baseman her first time up. And first pitch swinging is Tori, and it goes back to the screen for strike 1. Heather Rue, she don't overpower you, but she locates the ball well, and she throws strikes. She's got some good off-speed stuff, too. That's a nice pitch. I'm not sure where that one missed, but it's 1-1. Oh. There's a shot up the. Oh, it gets through for a base hit. Shortstop had a play on it, but I think she had to come too far. We'll give Tori Berry a hit there as the Hawks, for the first time in the game, have the leadoff hitter aboard, and that'll bring up Elena Schneider. Elena reached on a fielder's choice her last time up. Actually, Barry got a hit the last time and then was out on the fielder's choice. That's a nice bunt. And down to second base. Same deal. So Tori Berry with 2 hits in this one. And Schneider again with a fielder's choice, this time 2-4. And this will bring up Connolly, who struck out her last time up, and that's a foul ball on a bunt attempt. McKenna Connolly, a junior. Fahrenhaus is on deck. The pitch from Rue swung on. Good cut, but fouled back to the screen. The Hawks have not had a base runner at second base tonight. This is the first time in the game that they have done so. Rue. Strike 3. Nice pitch. Jammed her. And Fahrenhaus steps in. And that's the second out here in the top of the 5th inning. Caitlin Fahrenhaus, as she popped out to the pitcher, swung on and missed. Strike 1. There's a ground ball to the first baseman, who just steps on the bag for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Bottom 5, 1-0 Commodores on top. Eau Gallie will send Rue, Cabral, and Gamble to the plate. Commodores tonight with 4 hits in the game. Vieira with 3. As Rue steps in, she's got 2 of those 4 hits. She singled back in the first and back in the third. 2-4-2 for Rue. And it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike from her counterpart, Skylar Wagoner. There's a ground ball to the third baseman, up and over to first for the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning. And the first time tonight, they'll set Rue down. 1 out. As Gabby I'm sorry, Emma Cabral. Emma Cabral will step in. Wagner inside, ball one. Coming up at 9 o'clock tonight, Marcus May sits down with me to discuss the Marcus May Foundation golf outing. Swung on and missed, strike one. Taking place May the 6th at the Duran Golf Club. 13 different sponsorship opportunities for businesses. 2 different types of player packages available. Swung on and missed, strike two. Tonight's game brought to you by Kendall Signs, Design, Fabrication, Installation, 321-636-5116. High. And we're even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Three and two. Oh, a hitter. So we get an HBP. That's taking one for the team. It sure was. And that's going to bring up Isabel Gamble. And coming in to run is going to be Mary Winans. Did you change your number to 17? Did you change your number to 17? They got you listed as 16 in here. What's that? Oh, okay. One and one. Swung on and missed, 1 and 2. Again, the pinch runner is Mary Winans. I hear you, Coach. I hear you, buddy. It's not entirely true. I like the Tampa Bay Rays. And that'll be a ball. 3 and 2. The great coach Dana Mullen chiming in with what we call up north some sort of a sandwich. Strike 3 called. 2 outs in which I get praised and then criticized. Slapped the 2 pieces of bread together and fed it right to me. I love you, Coach. Sarah Langley steps in. She has struck out twice tonight. 2 outs now. Strike 1. But yes, you're right. For the most part, the Ravens, the Orioles. I think my Orioles are going to compete this year. The 0-1 fouled back, and Wagner is on top of Langley now, 0-2. And I tell you what, there's nothing worse in the world as a hitter than having struck out twice already and being down 0-2 in the count. You are really inside your head. And I hope she works herself out of it, because I know how that feels. Pitch. Oh, she got a nice piece of that. It's a good swing. 1 and 2. Yeah. High. That's good. I tell you what, this is a good at bat. Go from 0-2 to now 2-2. So a deuces wild situation. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wagner with the turn card pitch. Fouled back to the screen to keep it at 2-2. We'll do it all over again. Change up is a Butte Clark, and that will end the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, although one left on the hit by pitch. We head to the top of the 6th. Hawks down to their final 6 outs here. 1-0 Commodores. All right, back to the top of the lineup. Ryder, Sardono, and Samuels for Vieira, and they need a run. As Eau Gallie split the season series with them last year. Won that first game 18-12. This, nothing like that. Ryder 0 for 2. Grounded out, and there's a base hit. That'll get to the wall. Around first and on her way to second is Ryder, and she will be in with a leadoff stand-up double. And Sardono steps in, and I would imagine we're going to get a bunt here or some sort of a shot to the right side of the infield, some sort of a slap hit towards the right side. Barrera, Squibb, Turco, and Cabral. Cabral and Barrera in. Squibb and Turco back. Rue. The bunt attempt is not pulled down. Strike 1. Sardono 1 for 2 tonight. A base hit back in the first. A solid base hit. And grounded out to Squibb, second baseman. Pitch. Fouled back to the screen as she is quickly in the hole. 0-2. So now she's got a battle. Gio's got a battle now. And Rue can pretty much throw whatever she wants here. Let's see if she goes with something off speed. Straight fastball. And the count will stay at 0-2. We're going to do 0-2 again. Rue. And good battle brewing here between Gio Sardona and Heather Rue. Rue has 3 strikeouts tonight. She's allowed just 4 hits. Rue winds, kicks, and fires. There's a chopper. She's done her job. Oh, and the air, first baseman wasn't ready for it, and the ball gets away. And all the way to score is Ryder. And the Hawks have tied it on the air. But Sardono did her job in putting that ball on the right side. And I love the fact that Coach Gabe Carrai is going to go out and talk to his team right now. And Vieira's got a runner at second with nobody out, and they have tied it up at a run apiece here as Ryder with the leadoff double comes around to score on the error. And, errors are it's probably a combination here. Squibb probably could have just flipped it to her a little bit. You know what I mean? Instead of throwing it at her. And, of course, you got to catch it, but we'll let those two split it there. But either way you slice the pie, she reaches on an error and takes second on the throwing error. So 2 errors on that play, actually. And it's 1-0. There's a slow roller to the third baseman, up and over to first, and Cardonia will take third as a result of the 5-3 by Samuels, and that's going to bring up Skylar Wagoner with just 1 out. And Skylar is check that. Skylar is a great play made back in the first inning on Skylar, and then the last time up, she flew out to the left fielder. Rue to Wagoner and high for a ball. 1-1 is our score here. 1-0 to Skylar. Maddie Ford is on deck. Runner at third is Gio Sardono. I got it now. There's a base hit in the left field, and the Hawks take a 2-1 lead here on the base hit, her first of the night, by Skylar Wagoner. Good piece of hitting by Skylar. She flew out to the left fielder her last time up, so no issues whatsoever going the other way with it. And she takes that one the other way for the go-ahead RBI. She'll get a courtesy runner here as the pitcher. Number 15, Addison Maxwell, will come in to run. Squaring the bunt and pulls it back, and this is trouble. Squibb hangs on after the bobble. Nice play by Squibb on Maddie Ford there to record the second out and keeps the runner at first. She bobbled that. You see that? Nice concentration to haul it in, and Tori Berry steps in, the first baseman. Change up inside, ball 1. 2 outs now. Talk about Deuces Wild. 2 runs, 2 hits on 2 errors this inning. Fouled back to the screen, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. One and one, 2 outs here. And the top of the 6th. The Hawks needed 1. They've gotten 2 here. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. And Rue, that is the hardest pitch of the night by Rue, and it came at a beautiful time. 1-2. Strike 3 on the riser to end the inning. The 4th strikeout of the night. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, 1 left. To the bottom of the 6th we go. The Hawks lead it 2-1. All right, we head to the bottom of the sixth, and now all of a sudden it is the Commodores that are down to their final outs, their final six, as Turco, Barrera, and Odell to the plate. Turco tonight, good night. She does not have an official at bat, 2 walks, but she's got a run scored, the only run scored for Eau Gallie tonight. So we go to the top of the sixth. Hawks on top, 2-1. Wagner's first pitch offering. Wagner cannot find the strike zone with Turco at the plate. Struggled with her all night. Fouled back to the screen, 1-1. One and two. Two and two. Leans into it. This is trouble. Foul. Tomorrow night, you'll see the same two teams again, but they'll be playing with 90 feet bases and 60 feet 6 inches as the baseball programs do battle. I think I'm just going to go ahead and sleep on third base tonight and set up over there. We have Viera and Eau Gallie baseball. Low, and it is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Popped up, but it's trouble. Fair ball, and it gets past the right fielder and on her way to second with a stand-up double is Turco. Just what the leadoff doctor ordered. That one, a seeing eyes double by Deborah Turco. And Viera led off the top half of the inning with a double, and Eau Gallie answers. And that'll bring up Barrera. Gabby Barrera. Oh, the ball gets away. There's nobody in center field. And around third to score the tying run is Deborah Turco. And we're all tied at 2. Tried to pick her off as everybody was moving on the bunt attempt. The center fielder had come in to field the throw from Maddie Ford, and once it got away from Haley Ryder, there was nobody left. Outside, and it is 2-1 to Barrera. Strike 2, 2-2. We got us a good one. as Barrera stays alive. Ball 3-3-2. And that's a walk. That is the third walk of the night issued by Skylar Wagner in 16 innings coming into this one tonight. She had only issued one. And that'll bring up Odell with nobody out. And Odell with a beautiful bunt down the third baseline and a good play it's an outstanding play by Schneider. But the runner advances, Barrera, and we're going to see, I heard get a helmet, and that get a helmet is number 15. And that's going to be Aubrey Justiniano. So she's on second with one out. And the Commodores with a real opportunity here with Nicole Brown at the plate to take a 3-2 lead going into the top of the seventh. Nice bunt by Brown. Wagner throws and covering nicely there. And that's a quick out. Was McKenna Connolly. So that's going to be a 1-4 if you're scoring at home. And over the third goes Barrera. So it's up to Sarah Walsh now to try to get home the go-ahead run in the top or bottom of the sixth with two outs. And they're going to ask if wanted to know, double check to see if the runner or the first baseman was on the bag. So Walsh steps in. She is struck out, singled, and struck out again. She is 1 for 3. And I like the idea. Trying to lay one down. They're forcing VIERA to make a play defensively here, but you got to get it down. Definitely scores the run if she can beat it out. She's a left-handed batter, so she's already got a step, so to speak, coming out of the box. She can just get it down. She slaps at it and pops it over the screen for strike two. Now Skylar, who has struggled a little bit tonight from this particular position. Looks to strike out Walsh to get out of the inning. The pitch, and that one is fouled back to the screen, and we stay 0-2. Oh, and 2. Talk about deuces. They're all over the board. 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-2. And 2 is at the plate in the likes of Sarah Walsh. The pitch. There's a slapper, and it'll drop for a base hit. And the Commodores take a 3-2 lead on the slap hit over the infielders' heads by Walsh. And that'll bring up Rue, the pitcher. Nice piece of hitting. And I'll tell you what, Sarah Walsh down 0-2 in the count. Comes back. 0-1. There's a ground ball to the third baseman, up and over to first, and that will end the inning. But not before the Eau Gallie Commodores score 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We head to the top of the 7th. Eau Gallie 3, VIERA 2. It'll be Snyder, Connolly, and Fahrenhaus for VIERA, and Heather Rue. Yeah, I hear you there, Coach Mullen, but on the 8-0. And Schneider fouls that off. 0-1. Pitch popped up and out of play, and Rue quickly has Schneider in the hole. 0-2 here. Now, much like Eau Gallie made Wagner work through the middle frame, VIERA has sent 10 batters to the plate in the last 2 innings. This is the 11th batter in the last 2. The pitch, there's a ground ball to Squibb, up and over to first, 1 out. I knew last week, and I'm not saying this is how it's going to be, but I knew last week when I watched this Eau Gallie team battle the 6A state champs 1-0 and end of the 7th inning, 0-0 into the 7th. I knew this was a good softball team. Connolly's in. All right, Connolly's out. This is not sure who they put in here, but it's a pinch hitter. The changeup drops in perfectly. It is Kira Burwell, the sophomore. Burwell is batting for Connolly. Rue popped out of play, and she's quickly ahead. 0-2. Strike 3 called. 2 outs. And the Hawks are down to their final out. And that'll be inside for a ball. I'm not sure if this is Fahrenhaus or not, but Ryder is on deck. Is it? It's number 6. Says I don't have a 6. 8. It is. It is Caitlin Farron, and that's a strike to Fahrenhaus. 1-1, 2 outs here. Bottom 7, 3-2. Eau Gallie on top. The pitch. Changeup is rocketed into left field. It'll roll to the wall. Round first on her way to second is Fahrenhaus with a 2-out double. They're not done yet. And back to the top of the lineup. I tell you what a great piece of hitting by Fahrenhaus there. That was a changeup, and she started in on it and then waited and then rocked it into left field, and just a great hit. And that's going to bring up Haley Ryder, who doubled her last time up. The Commodores are a great fielding team, so I think the thing you just got to do here is keep it down. Don't put anything in Haley's wheelhouse. Easier said than done, I know, but as Coach Karad has a few words for his team, and settle down, relax, get the batter. If you get the batter, we win the game. I'm sure that's what he said. Don't go throwing the ball around. Swung on and missed for strike one. Popped up, and is it playable? It is not. Just sneaks out of play. But now, Heather Rue to Haley Ryder. And the Hawks are down to their final strike. What will Rue deal up at the dish? No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fahrenhaus at second. 3-2, Eau Gallie on top. The 0-2, high, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rue. Ball is lofted into deep center field, but hauled in for the third and final out by Sarah Walsh, who fittingly catches the final out of the game. And the Eau Gallie Commodores hang on here and move to 3-2 as they get a 3-2 win over the VIERA Hawks. Your winning pitcher, Heather Rue. The losing pitcher tonight, Skylar Wagoner. I want to thank Caleb Brown, Todd O's, and Coach Karad, as well as Coach Jason Adams. So, once again, your final score, the Eau Gallie Commodores 3, the VIERA Hawks 2. Have a great night, everybody.